and welcome to my channel, Fred Makes Things. In video number 23 in the holiday video series that I'm currently working on. Only 2 more days left and then this series is finished. If you don't know what I'm doing, for the entire month of December, I kind of showcase all of the projects that I did over the last year. To kind of give like a quick review of everything that I've done, barring some little like one-off projects, which I will talk about in my year in review video coming up after Christmas. But you're not here for me to talk about that. You're here to see about the 2021 Sewers Club review video. In this video, I am going to be talking about every single project that came my way from Sewers Club in the year 2021. If my setup looks a little different, that is because I am on my dining room table. I figured I needed a little bit more space for to talk about my projects this month. So this video is going to be in 3 parts. Part 1 is the what is a Sewers Club. Part 2 is pros and cons of the subscription box. And part 3 is some of the breakdown of the projects, how hard they are, and things like that. So let's just get started. So what is a Sewers Club? Sewers Club is a monthly subscription box where you get an entire, the supplies to make one sewing project a month. It comes with, as an example, the fabric, right? Fabric for the top, fabric for the inside. Oh, that's where those are. The zippers, the clasps, the batting, if it's, needs batting, all of that stuff, it comes with it. I believe the box is $31 or $32.99 a month, and then you can get an additional, for an additional $10 a month, you can get an add-on, a Notions add-on, which is usually pretty fun. I get the Notions add-on for 2 main reasons. One, I'm fairly new to sewing and I don't have a huge inventory of Notions and fun sewing items, or fun items to help me sew. And 2, I like to do these videos for my YouTube channel. So it's nice to have like the complete box, like whatever came, like, right, all the add-ons and stuff for the video. So, yeah, that's a general thing. What you also get, that's why I pulled this little folder over, is you get a printout or a lovely card of the pattern, how, like the cutting piece, like how much fabric you need and the cutting instructions, and then this lovely set of written instructions. And with every subscription box, you also get a code for their online tutorial. I always highly recommend watching the tutorial because sometimes the tutorial makes the project make more sense. You also get another card like this one. This is like your little introduction card. And it gives you like a listing of what you also have in the box. So right, it tells you your pattern. And then it gives you your bonus items. So this was February's box. These were the bonus items, an alternate pattern with instructions, which I should have covered up. This one gave you bobbin buddies, then the matching thread, and then the February add-on was an iron mat and some thimbles, like ironing thimbles, heat resistant thimbles. So that, and then sometimes you also have like extra pieces for the pattern that you get with it too. Like this was for the oven mitts from November. And then like this here was for the basket from September. Things like that. So you always get everything you need in the box to complete a project. And if I didn't mention it already, they're a Canadian company, which is near and dear to my heart. All right, part 2, pros and cons. So we'll do the pros first. They have like fun and interesting patterns for me to try. Like this guy here, right? This was my first project, right? A little sewing wallet. Or, right, like oven mitts or pot holders, or this thing, which is a really cool thing to like sit on the end of your ironing board. Right, makeup bag. This was really pretty. This was a batik table runner. Anyway, right? So you have like really fun projects to do. You also get really beautiful fabrics. Like this batik is amazing. I absolutely love it. I think it's just gorgeous. I love these flowers, right? I love like the pattern on this guy. I love this, right? I use this purse all summer. I used this purse up until a couple of weeks ago. I really liked that. I think that this retro flower pattern is absolutely amazing. Like there's really great fabrics that you get to discover. These fabrics too, right? Like look how beautiful those are. I love the fabrics that they said. Not all the fabrics, we'll talk about that. But I love the fabrics. I love the selection that I get in these boxes. Because I'm just starting out with sewing, they have greatly increased my sewing skills. Like you can compare this sewing wallet to this December thing, and you can see that like my skills have greatly improved, right? Like my ability to put in a zipper is much nicer now. Right? Like my cuts are a lot straighter. Not perfect. I seem to really like having some sort of weird angle on things, but it looks nicer, right? Like it looks nice and clean. Like I've come a long way. These are both diamond shaped quilting too. And I was noticing when I started, this threading is pretty loose actually. I should have noticed that with my tension on my sewing machine. So my skills have greatly increased, and I think that's awesome. I really like that. I really like their online video tutorials. I mentioned that in the opening. Those their video instructions are usually really spot on, and they really help me understand how to do the patterns, especially if it's something I've never done before, like the piecework on these pot holders, right? Like I didn't know how to do that. The video helped. It helped me understand how to like do, like how to attach this better and like create this interior pocket and do these little guys. Like things like that really helped me. It really, really helped me. That's not the one I made. Helped me piece together this pillow. Like I really enjoyed doing it. Wait, was I the purple? Yeah, I was the purple pillow. Like I really enjoyed it. I really like the online instructions. These printed instructions are pretty good too. As I've gotten more used to how they write them out, these instructions have gotten easier. So yeah, I really like all of that about it. And you also sometimes get fun bonus projects, like, I've made a mess. Like, this is a bonus project, right? They included the fat quarter. I needed to do the zipper and the batting, but they included the fat quarter for this. And now the zipper is suddenly sticking. It's never stuck before. So, right, this was a fun bonus project. This was a bonus project from my first video, or for my first project in January. All right, those are fun. They also have like alternative patterns. So like I was discussing with these, pot holders, if you look, like if you look on here, you can see that you could do a different alternative design. Further on in my Sewers Club journey, I started making the alternative pattern as well. That's how I ended up with this dude. Excuse how loose it is. The pillow form I have in here is not that big. But right, this was the alternative pattern to this one. I got these fabrics at Joann. Right? So alternative pattern, regular pattern. So if you didn't like this one, you could make this one. They gave you enough fabric to do it. I can't think of any. These guys, you could have done this as a placemat, or see if I can find it quickly. Should I have organized these? Probably. You could have done a tote instead. Right? So you could have had a placemat or a tote. So they give you options, which is nice. They also give you, like I mentioned before, fat quarters, panels, extra sewing pieces. Like this was a bonus item. I've never used it, but it was a bonus item. I can't think of what else were bonus items off of the top of my head. But, ooh, these were bonus items too. Right, I got 6 of these. I really like these. I got 6 of them and I like them so much I went out and bought more. Yeah, so if you can't tell, I really enjoy Sewers Club. I enjoy Sewers Club a lot. Cons. The projects can be a bit repetitive. And by that, I mean, for example, I have these pot holders and this pot holder oven mitt thing, right? They both basically do like a similar thing in the kitchen. I got these placemats and this table runner, right? Which apparently needs to be washed. Placemats and table runner. Right, both of them kind of have like a similar idea. They don't look the same by any means, but right, they're both for your table. The bags, they really like to do bags. We have this purse, right? We have this little reversible bag. We have this makeup bag. we have this little bonus project bag. This bonus project came with this pattern, this September box. We have this this bag. This is, they call it a basket, but it's like a little tiny bag as well, right? So we have, I counted, we have 6 bag projects. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bags, right? We have 2 sewing projects, or sewing things. And then we have the cushions. The cushions are different. I don't really have anything to compare the cushions to. But that's 4 rough categories. And then looking back at last year's stuff, they had a sewing, or they had like another sewing project thing for the sewing machine. They had more little bags and things like that. They had more placemats. So I understand that there can only be so many items that you can make that would appeal to the general public, that doesn't require like specific sizing and stuff like that, but they can lean into some pretty repetitive ideas. The other major con, really, I can only really think of 2 cons. There might be more. Well, 3. There is a third con. The second con is that the notions can be a bit useless. So, like this, these were either a bonus project or a notions add-on. I can't remember. I maybe should have looked into that a bit more. But I don't use these. I don't use this. I haven't used these. These just came this last month, so that's not fair. I have another seam ripper I like more. This was a spool holder. I'll show you. There's a picture. I don't really use these. I have another hem gauge that I prefer, or measuring gauge that I prefer to this one. But then sometimes the projects or the items can be really good. Like these came with this mat, and I really like these. I use these a lot when I'm sewing little pieces. These came, I use these a lot. I didn't have a small pair of sewing scissors. They gave us these duck-billed ones. I haven't used them yet, but I'm excited to have them. This is my favorite notion of everything I've gotten in the boxes, I think. These were really great. Right, these were so-so. And then these little grips were awesome. These are grips for your ruler to keep them from sliding around. Awesome, awesome. But I distracted myself from the point. Sometimes the notions can be good, sometimes the notions can be bad. And I was just looking online at their website, because they've made their patterns and their notions and their fabric and stuff available for individual purchase now. And some of those notions are charging less than what I paid for them in the box, and that is a little annoying. Yeah, and then my third critique with Sewers Club is that you don't get to pick your fabric. Which I understand, it's the risk that you're taking. For the most part, I really like my fabric, but I don't really care for this one. If you've seen my review on this project, you know I don't really like this project in general. But there's this one, and then there's this one. I don't really like the pattern on this. I don't really like the pattern on this. I don't really like this rust pattern or this purple one. But I really like these vintagey flowers look. So the patterns can be a bit hit and miss. And also sometimes the color story. Like I said, I love this bag. I use this bag all of the time. But their pattern picture had red. Yeah, that glove was an add-on. Is it? Of course, it's like the one that I want to talk about I don't actually have in here. Anyway, that was a waste of time. This had like a red top, a red coordinating fabric. I loved the red. My cousin got a teal fabric. I loved the teal. For me, this gray is a bit muted with the blue, and I really wish I'd gotten one of like the red or the teal. But that's just me being nitpicky. And like with everything else too, it is a subscription box. So sometimes you take the risk of not liking what you get, or not liking the pattern that you get, or something like that. It's just kind of part of what I think makes subscription boxes fun. So to sum it up, pros: fun patterns, great fabrics, it increased my sewing skills, great online tutorial instructions. I forgot to mention that their delivery is crazy fast. I usually get this box within a week of the tracking number being generated. It has some fun bonus items, and you can get occasionally an alternative pattern. All really fun. Cons, really there's only 3. Projects can be a bit repetitive. Notions can be somewhat useless, and you can apparently buy them for cheaper on their website. I'm guessing it's because they're trying to clear out, I'm guessing it's because they're trying to clear out extra stock that they have, but that's a bit frustrating. And sometimes the fabric isn't a lot of fun. Okay, so part 3 is discussing the individual projects a little bit. I have them broken into 3 piles based on difficulty level. We're going to start with we're going to go with January and go through the months that way, and I'll just grab from the 3 different piles now that they're all fairly balanced. Hopefully this will be quick. I mainly just want to kind of talk about like the different levels of difficulty and why I found them to be that way. So we're going to start with January and my very first project, which was with this guy, the Sew and Go wallet. It was hard, and I asked myself if every project was going to be this hard and if this was going to be something that I'd actually have fun doing. But it was quite the effort, but I think it came out all right. I really liked the little zipper pull, and I really loved this exterior fabric. I like the interior white fabric as well. Wasn't a fan of the orange. January also came with this as a little bonus project, this little keychain or lanyard. So this was, and still is, although one other project rivals it, this was one of the hardest sewing projects I've ever done. February was these guys here, these pot holders. This also came with an alternative pattern. I've discussed that a couple of times already. The reason I didn't do the alternative pattern was because I hate binding and I didn't want to bind anything. So once I saw there was binding, I was out. I was like, nope, not for me. Not a fan of the fabric as well. Hate this 80s, 90s bed sheet kind of looking fabric. Not for me. Could be for you, and that is fine. It is not for me. I like the pattern just fine. And because based on all of the piecework, I called this medium difficulty. Next we have March. March was this ironing board thing, organizer. It's double-sided, so right once it's on each side. Love the fabric, love the pattern, love the colors. I called this easy because it wasn't really all that difficult and it was pretty easy to make. And I said to myself, oh, if February and March's patterns were going to be the way that it goes, everything else should be fine. April was this makeup bag. I called it a medium difficulty just because this is cut on an angle and you had to do like a bit of work on the bottom. The interior fabric was this really soft minty teal color. And again, the zipper pull was really pretty. All of the zipper pulls are always so nice. So I called that medium. So April, May. May was the table runner. Love the colors on this. Love the fabric. It's Indonesian hand-dyed cotton batik. Absolutely beautiful. One of my favorite projects. I called this easy because the project was easy, but you wanted to be careful with it because the fabric was just so beautiful. June was my next hard project. This bag, right? It has like a couple of interior pockets. It also has like the bottom like this, has these little fun looking tie things on the side. I added a little handmade detail because I kept forgetting to put them on the other projects that they came with. Looks nice. Was a lot of piecework, a lot of being a bit precise. That is why I called it hard. July was this bag. Hate this bag. Hate everything about this bag. It gave me patience for piecing things together and putting together a pattern. But if you saw this video, you know how much I hate raw edge things. Like the bag itself is a pretty decent bag, but I hate raw edge. I hated everything about this project. It was really quick though, really pretty simple to follow. So that's why I called it easy. August was this basket. The interior is quite pretty, right? It has a couple of pockets. The exterior is nice. What's really cool about this is that like the ties will let it open up to be bigger, or you can make it smaller. I keep it small because I like the look of it. Because of the ties and having to sew it on a curve and things like that, I called this one medium difficulty. September, yeah. So September, this was my colorway. This is what I got in the box. September I'm calling hard. There was a lot of piecing pieces together, a lot of lining up the different rows. I think it turned out really quite pretty. This was a lot easier than this. This is the alternative pattern. It took me weeks to do. A lot of lining things up, a lot of piecework, a lot of like intricate detailing. Well, not detailing, but you had to have all of your seams exactly the right size, all of your squares exactly the right size. I I didn't have enough white, so I did my own back. Like, the pattern is beautiful, but it was so hard. I don't think I'll do another one of these again. I might do another one of these because I think this is really pretty. I think the fabric for this is absolutely beautiful. I picked the turquoise, or this tealy turquoise stuff. This came in the box, and then when my mother-in-law visited, she brought me her cushion because she's never going to use it. So now I have the blue version and the purple version if you were interested in seeing what the differences were. So pretty, so hard. Not sure I'll do them again. I'm sorry my camera keeps moving. I put my tripod thing, my camera mount on the table, and I'm thinking that was a really bad idea. October was this guy. A set of placemat panels and 2 coasters. I'm putting this in the easy category because it should be easy. If you saw my video reviewing this, you know it was not easy for me. My in-laws were visiting, so I was focused more on them. I tried to make this while they were here, but I kept messing up. I'm getting frustrated. My mother-in-law told me I sewed backwards, like I loaded my sheen backwards. I cut backwards. I did everything backwards, and it's because I'm left-handed and I don't have any formal sewing training. So I just do things more as I'm naturally inclined, and apparently that means for sewing it's doing things backwards. Not wrong, just backwards. The quilting messed up on this for me, just everything. This was a nightmare, an absolute nightmare. But in general, this should be an easy pattern to follow, an easy pattern to do. So that is why I call it easy. In November were this little oven mitt holders. Oven mitt, you know what I mean, right? I really like these. I use them all the time in the kitchen. Draining pasta water, pulling bowls out of the microwave. Not so much for pulling like racks or anything out of the oven, but for like wrapping my hands around things. It's really good. Oh, this video is going to be so shaky. I'm so sorry. So I call this medium difficulty, or do I call this easy difficulty? I call this easy difficulty because it's not really that much work. And then to the final project, which is this double-sided zipper pouch. Here's your top, here's your interior pattern or fabric. I'm calling this a medium difficulty. It wasn't hard to put together. It wasn't hard to do. It only took me about 3 hours. But it is like a double-sided thing. It does require paying attention to cutting and measuring, sizing, and all that jazz. So when you look at the breakdown of this, we have 3 hard projects in a year. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 medium difficulty projects, right? 3 and 4 is 7, and 5 easy projects. So when you think about it, it kind of makes sense that they kind of hit the gamut between all 3 of them. I've enjoyed making all of them except for this alternative pattern, these placemats, and this bag. I didn't mind making this bag, but like I keep saying, I hated it. I hated the bag, so I hated the project. But yeah, so that took way longer than I expected it to, but there you go. Final thoughts. Oh, I forgot this little guy. This was the bonus project from September, and I really like this little guy too. He was in the easy category, partly because he was a bonus project, partly because he's so little, partly because he was really easy to make. So, what was my favorite project from this last year? This is the thing I've used the most. I've used this all of the time. But to be honest, I don't know if I have a favorite project. Like, I really like the look of this basket. I think I'm going to make it bigger. I'm going to like upsize on all, or upsize. Maybe increase the size on a few of these different projects next year. But I don't think I have like a favorite. I have this thing, which I hate. But I don't know if I have a favorite. I've appreciated every single... I've appreciated every single project that I've gotten from Sewers Club. I've appreciated most of the notions. Is it worth my $40 roughly a month? I think so. Most of the projects take me about an afternoon to make. It's increasing my sewing skills, increasing my confidence in my abilities, made me kind of think out of the box and want to do more exciting projects, things like that. And really, you can't put like a value on experience like that. Yeah, I don't know what else to really say about this project right now, this box. I'm kind of running out of steam. So I am going to be continuing this box next year. And I'm going to say more in my project plans for 2022 video, but I'm thinking of dedicating more time to sewing. I asked in my last Sewers Club video, in this guy's little review, if you would be interested in seeing me order patterns from Sewers Club for previous subscription boxes that I don't have access to, that I didn't get. And there seems to have been some interest. I'm filming this video on the day that Sewers Club review went up. So I only really have one comment from one of my subscribers who is so kind and so sweet in her comments, and who is always the first to comment, sometimes the only one to comment, and I'm pretty sure she's sometimes the only one to watch a video of mine. Some of my videos don't get any attention, but for the most part, she is always there watching and commenting. And if you are made it this far into this video, hi, and thank you so much for being around and interacting with me. I look forward to your comments, and I just really appreciate you always being here, always showing up. So thank you. You know who you are. I don't want to call you out, but yeah, that's off topic. That is completely off topic. Okay, back to this. Because I've rambled for too long and I need to stop. Do you want to see me do previous subscription box projects, patterns? Do you also want me to see me revisit certain projects? I'm not going to revisit every project from every month because sometimes they don't need it. But like, where's my dreaded? But like this sewing wallet Would you like to see me attempt to make this sewing wallet now that I've been sewing using Sewers Club for a year? Do you think that it would be easier for me? Should I try it out? Do you think that when September rolls around again, or maybe before, who knows, I should try making a larger version of this bag? Do you want me to see me make these oven mitts, maybe with, pot holders, but maybe instead of doing the heart, I could do the alternative pattern, even though I hate binding, or maybe one of each in like colors that I would actually use. Probably not going to mess with this. This was pretty straightforward. Like I can maybe make this guy bigger, maybe make this guy bigger. Things like that. Is that something that you would be interested in seeing? Let me know in the comment section below. And also, as we're on the topic of sewing real quick, is there other like non-Sewers Club sewing subscription boxes that you're aware of out there that you think I should try? Do you want to see me just make other sewing things in general? I have my own patterns and my own, like there's Facebook, there's things that I've seen on Pinterest or on Facebook or something that I could try making for this channel as well. Let me know in the comments if you think that I should expand my sewing videos on this channel. You will hear what I'm thinking about that in my upcoming sewers, or my upcoming project plans for 2022 video, channel plans for 2022 video. But because I'm here and this video hasn't gone on long enough, I thought I'd ask you here as well. I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say. Hopefully this video isn't 8,000 hours long. I can't, the way that I have the camera set up, I can't actually see the counter anymore, so I have no idea how long this video is. I'm going to stop rambling and talking in circles. I'm going to say, if you're still here, let me know in the comment section below. Maybe you want to subscribe. At the time of filming this video, I have 47 subscribers, but I'm really hoping to maybe hit 50 by the end of the year. That's only 3 subscribers in, like, well, from this video forward, a week. But seeing as how I filmed this several weeks ahead of time, maybe I have more, maybe I don't. I guess we'll see. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really look forward to hearing any input you have in the comments section below, and I'll talk to you again soon.